My name is Jools Gilson. I'm one of the artists who is behind the knitting map. The other artist is Richard Pabal, and it's an abstract map of Cork City in Ireland, which is a very rainy, watery place. So this piece started as an idea in 2003. I'm a choreographer and a writer, and for the previous 5 years or so, we'd been making dance theatre pieces with early technologies that were video-based, and these looked at the bodies of the dancers, and we worked to develop a kind of nuanced connection between movement and triggering pre-recorded samples of sound, and sometimes that was text and sometimes that was music. We were delighted that Cork, my hometown, was designated as the European Capital of Culture in 2005. So in 2003 we approached the organisation, and we wanted to make something, or I wanted to make something that really met the grandeur of this designation. So we moved from knowledge about the body of a dancer and movement and technology to the body of a city. And I wanted to find a way to connect the movements and the weather of a city with knitting, and to do that every day for a year. The knitting map focuses on a whole range of data for weather, including humidity, rainfall, wind speed and temperature. We worked with finding a way to simplify what was quite complex levels of data, and then meanwhile we met with Serdar, who kindly sponsored all of the wool, and we chose this muted palette and we mapped it on to each other in a way that was abstract. That might seem like a kind of odd thing to come up with, but it came very organically from a very profound interest in textiles. Its mapping of weather for a year through the colour also maps the lives of the women who made it, and really draws such a powerful connection between female identity and female experience and climate change, and that the way that sadly women are often treated in the world, and the way that we treat the natural world, have so many connections. And here it's materially through the wool and through the traces of the weather and the touch of all these women. Even though I work across different disciplines, movement is always at the core of it for me. It matters to me that it's not just about the movements of the city being reflected in this complexity of stitch, but also that all of the women who knitted this in the crypt of a church in St Luke's in Cork City did so in a kind of a curved construction, and it was a place of community, and their DNA is literally here because they touched all of this wool. But also for me, the resonance of kind of frustration and laughter. I'm not a conventional textile artist in the sense that I spend my life kind of making textile artworks, but I'm really interested in textiles as a material practice, as a kind of lodestone for story and for fairy tale. Through all of those years, it kind of has stood its stead, and I think that is really because of all of the people who made it. And at the core of that idea was that, can we meet this designation, like to knit every day for a year all together? And I didn't know what it would become or what it would look like. A whole other generation of young people and older people, but we're at a university, so mainly younger people, get to see the map and to see it in a context of the Tapestry project. I'm so happy that it's here and that it has another opportunity to speak its story.